Hey, what's going on YouTube? You know who it is. Redneck Dipper 98, Russian Terror 97. Yeah, I know. I changed my name again. Um, so there's a reason I have been putting off YouTube for a long time, and I'm honestly thinking I don't know if I'm going to continue to upload videos. I'm not sure because every time I go to upload a video, uh, I just basically just give up on it. I mean, they have not put out an update for YouTube Capture in God knows how long. The last time they put up an update was probably 2014 or 15, somewhere around there. And they really need to update it because it has a lot of issues, and it's really starting to piss me off. Where it'll cue it in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping, because that's what I do. Is I upload them in the middle of the night, so I don't have to sit here and wait for it to upload. But the problem comes in where it'll cue it and stop it in the middle of the night, and I can't do shit about it, you know. So I gotta wake up to a video being queued. I have to start it all over again, upload it during the day when I'm doing stuff, and if I exit out of the YouTube Capture, it pauses it. So they need to update that where I can use everything else but it won't pause it, and stop the fucking queuing during the middle of the night. I apologize for my crude language, but you know, oh well, get over it. So I've been putting it off since I was injured from a gunshot wound. You can see that very well. It's healed up pretty nice. I required 2 stitches. It was a 38 special. Not going to give away the location or anything like that. I need to stop babbling on and get into this review. But I was hospitalized for about 3 weeks, so that's another reason I've been putting off these videos. So what we got today to review, I didn't realize that I already had a video ready for this, but I said screw it, I'm going to make another one. So this is a Bushmaster Xm15 Ar15. It's a pretty basic AR, and we don't need to chamber check it because the bolt is already locked open. However, I will take the magazine out. This is the magazine it came with. This retail value on this rifle is $600 even, but I didn't pay a dime for it. Want to know how? Well, I traded an AK-47 for it. Silly idea. Not hating on this rifle at all. I love it. But I traded a bigger caliber for a smaller caliber. But I'm not really mad that I traded, because right now I have my AK on layaway, the same one that I had before. This is a Stava NPAP, which I already have a review on that. Go ahead and check that out. But I'm getting it back. It's on layaway. I'm still gonna have to pay the $650, but I traded it for this, and it made it for an even trade. So didn't pay a dime for this rifle, even though it's $600. Only thing I paid for was the ammunition, which at the time I believe I got 5.56 and 223, and that reminds me, this is chambered in 223 and 5.56. And just a heads up for anybody who's new to AR-15s or shooting in general, do not shoot a 5.56 through an AR-15 or any rifle that is chambered in 223 only. It will, I'm not sure exactly what will happen. I know you will fuck up your rifle really bad, if not blow up the barrel. Number one reason being, 223 is the exact same dimensions as 5.56, and the same the other way around. The only difference is 5.56 has a crap ton more pressure, even though it's the same cartridge. It's just loaded up hotter. That's the only difference that I know of. But this is standard green tip 5.56 mil spec, and it really hasn't given me any trouble except for a triple feed today. Wow, yeah, triple feed. But I don't blame that on the ammunition. I blame it on the shooter, which was surprisingly was my brother. Not his fault. I think the arrow was just having a bad day. It's still got factory lube in it since I don't shoot it that much. I put maybe 500 rounds to it max, and I don't really shoot as much as I did when I started. But let's get into this. This does have the collapsible stock. It goes from short as shit to long. I know, everybody's going to start ranting about how I said short to long. No, but I find that when I have it fully extended, it fits a lot better to my shoulder and I can actually shoot properly. This does have the bolt lock, as almost all AR-15s do. Also has the forward assist. And if you don't know what forward assist is, it's if your bolt doesn't go all the way forward, you just push that in. I find that when I do that, I have to push it about 3 times. And then it fully pushes the bolt forward. So it also has the brass deflector, which you can tell that it's definitely seen some brass against it. And it does have the dust cover. All AR-15s do. So let's engage the frickin' bolt release. Alright, so here's the bolt release right there on the side, and you can't see it, so I might as well just go ahead and press it. Alright, don't want to have my hand in the way. Is it good to do that? I don't really know, but I know there's no ammunition in the rifle, and so everything on this is bare. It's standard. It's what came with it. I haven't put any upgrades or modifications to it. It does not come with a fixed front sight, which somewhat gets on my nerves. I'd like to have a front sight, but then again, I have a red dot sight which came with it. Has 11 different settings. Goes from all the way from 1 up to 11. 11 being daytime and 1 being nighttime. But it also has a rail on the top for mounting scopes, from ACOG up to small rifle scopes. I put my full-size center point scope on here, and it was just absolutely eating the top of my finger, because the scope goes to here, all the way back here past the charging handle. So I was having to do it like this with one finger, and it was just eating the top of my finger alive. So I just took it off, put this sight back on, and the good thing about this sight is it doesn't really matter where you put it on this rail, because either way I got it sighted in with a bore laser, and I mean, it's shooting dead on. I'm shooting straws in half with using this scope. So I'm looking at an ACOG variant for $149 to maybe put on this, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But the cool thing about this scope is it's detachable just like that. Has a little handle right there. Press that to the side and it's solid. So I found that you do want to use a sight or scope of some kind on this, because it shoots high and there's no front sight to help you out with that. So let's go ahead and put it back on. I want to show you how easy it is to just snap this baby right back on. If I can do this with one hand. And there you go. On there, solid as a rock. So this does take about a quarter size battery. Not really sure what it's called anymore, but it has, let's go ahead and chamber check this again before I pull this trigger. As I would say, about a 3 or 4 pound trigger, so it's pretty light, especially when you actually have ammunition in the rifle. And I thought an AR-15 wasn't going to kick at all, but I found it kicks about as much as an AK-47. I'm going to be honest. And I am not recoil sensitive. I can sit there and shoot a Mosin all day and not get hurt. I've shot Magnum shells from a 12 gauge shotgun. Doesn't bother me. I like it. I like high recoil weapons as opposed to some people who like low recoil. But I find high recoil to just be a little more manly. And that's not to say anybody who likes low recoil is a pussy or anything like that. If you're a shooter, great. That's fine. I mean, Me, I'm just very weird. I like stuff that normal people don't like. But this has the standard handguard. I believe this is a direct gas impingement because you can see the gas tube right there. I'm pretty sure if I converted this to full auto, which I can, I haven't paid the $200 tax stamp, and I just don't feel like paying thousands of dollars for just slinging more bullets down range when I can shoot this just as fast as a full auto, or pretty close to it. I have a fast trigger finger, at least for an AK. But it also has the sling mounts right here, one right there, and one that does not move in the back. That doesn't bother me at all. I also bought, and this does have the bird cage flash hider, and a very heavy barrel. Like I said, chamber for 223 and 5.56, and I do not recommend shooting 5.56 out of 223. It will fuck up your gun real bad, if I didn't already say that. And I do believe this has the bayonet lug right here, if that's what that is. I'm not really an AR type of guy, but I know that you can put bayonets on an AR-15. This still has the stock grip right here. Like I said just a few minutes ago, everything on this rifle is stock. Haven't upgraded it, but I'm thinking about putting a quad rail on here so I can mount some flashlights, or just put whatever the hell I want on it. And I might even get a new upper, who knows. I mean, while we're talking about uppers, let's go ahead and take apart the rifle. Now sometimes it takes me a few seconds to figure out how to get it back together if I take the bolt out and the charging handle, but I still know what I'm doing. Okay, so there's your lower. Simple as hell, kind of like the AK, but a little bit harder to get back together. So here's my upper, but it's standard upper. I mean, now let's go ahead and pull the bolt out. Bolt is kind of nasty, but not to the point where, oh shit, I need to clean it or else it's gonna fuck up my gun. No, it's not quite there yet, but my gun dealer did say about every 8,000 rounds or so. Is that a good number? Sounds pretty reasonable. I mean, I never really did clean my AK, as bad as that sounds, but AKs can withstand not cleaning for 50 years. Not gonna run the best, but it still works. AK is built like a freaking brick shithouse. So also, let's look at some of the stuff I bought for this AR. I bought a hex mag, which I find to work very well, very solid, pretty cheap too. It's about $15 as opposed to a P mag, which is about $20. So P mag, hex mag. If I wanted to, I guess I could attach these together with a little all I really got to do is duct tape them together. I mean, who the hell cares? Also, of course, my red dot scope sight came with some cover, and I also bought a carry handle sight, which is very simple to mount too. It just takes a little bit longer. You got to screw this in. This is detachable, obviously. And the only thing that's bad about me buying a carry handle sight is I have no front sight. So I can't use old iron sights until I get one mounted. And all I really got to do is pop out 2 pins and then I'm ready to go. But that wraps up this video, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and put my bullet back into the chamber of this rifle, because this is my home defense rifle. I also have other gun reviews coming at you. But for right now, as always, pack, dip, spit, keep on a vaping, and I will see you guys later for the next review.